What up, y'all? I'm in this cool swamp habitat right now, and I thought I'd do a quick little foraging walk because we got a bunch of species I don't normally see, but some interesting ones. A lot I don't really have uses for, but this is a certainly super beautiful one right here. That's Lobelia cardinalis, or cardinal flower. These vibrant red flowers. And the Cherokee made an infusion decoction from the leaves to stop a fever or to break a fever. And they also would make a cold infusion of the leaves and roots and snuff that up the nose for nosebleed. But I feel like that could be a doctrine of signatures application because these flowers are so reminiscent of a nosebleed. But another interesting one right here, only useful for its name and distinguishing it against nettle. So this isn't nettle, this is Boemeria cingulacea, or false nettle. But it looks very similar to one, but no stinging hairs. This one right here, Bidens frondosa. And no, it's not the president's, that's just the genus name, Bidens. Fraxinus pennsylvanica, green ash. You can actually eat the inner bark of this stuff. Also, those little samaras, those little seed things that fall down, sort of flutter down. You can eat those when they're green and tender still. Some more of the cardinal flower. Got a lot of Acamella repens, this little stuff. This little aster, I don't really know any uses of. But check this out, cypress. It's Cyperus, cypress. I don't know any uses of this one. I think it's rotundus. So various cypress species were kind of important food sources historically among American Indians. The roots, if you dig down, some of them have little root stalks, tubers, but they're kind of at the end of the roots. You got to dig for them. I've dug up a number and never really found any tubers, so I don't think all species have them, but Cyperus esculentus is one that does. There's another really just pretty one, Ludwigia octovalvis. It's in the primrose family. And here's a really pretty one. This is marsh fleabane, or Pluchea odorata. And again, I don't have a specific use for this species, but there's a species in the more western species, Pluchea ceracea, that called arrowweed, and so it was used for arrows. These stalks of the dried plant make a nice material for arrows. But the Kuya made their granaries out of Pluchea ceracea. They're all called camphorweed or marsh fleabanes. So they have highly odorous leaves. This is Pluchea odorata. And it smells really nice, but it probably has some strong anti-pest or anti-insect effects. So they would actually weave entire granaries made from whole Pluchea ceracea plants. And the purpose of that was to deter infestation from various bugs, maybe even rodents, to prevent wastage of their mesquite stocks. What else we got here? This is a bulrush, Chenoplectus. I don't know the exact species, but Chenoplectus species like lacustris, Chenoplectus lacustris, was used basically the same way that one can use cattail. So like all parts of the plant are edible, but I mean, you don't really want to eat most of it. But they have root stalks often. You can find some nice tuberous root stalks if you dig down. And those can be cooked and eaten, high in starches. But also the pollen and the leaves were very commonly made into mats or baskets. It's just a good material. It was used to like thatch houses. But one down here that you can actually eat is this one right here. And that's Pontidaria cordata, or pickerelweed. And the whole plant is actually edible. It's in the Commelinaceae or Commelinalis. So that's related to the dayflower, and you can eat those. And the leaves and stems are all edible, but at this stage they're already a little bit tough and probably want to cook them, but they can be eaten raw. But the small leaves aren't too bad fresh off the plant, and they also have edible seeds, and you can grind up these seeds and make a pretty good food source for that. Let me move over to the other side of this one. Oh wait, there's another one here. This is Iva annua, or sumpweed, and the Lakota were known to eat the seeds of these. It's got a very strong smell though, and the seeds aren't ready. This is Sesbania or Bacia. I don't know any uses of it, but it does like to grow in riparian areas right next to the water. But all this stuff in the background here is taro, elephant ears, Colocasia esculenta. Oh, here's, oh, wow. Yeah, I'm actually walking through a pretty gnarly swamp here. I lost a flip-flop. There we go. Your old elephant ear. So the leaves can be eaten, or in the stems or the petioles. You just gotta cook them. And historically, the corms were cooked in earth ovens by native Hawaiians, but boiled in more recent times. And the leaves can be used to wrap like fish or just the corms of this plant. They're nice and big, good for the earth oven.